This is the biggest ecosystem on the planet. It is dark, cold, mysterious, and seems to be empty. Life is scarce in the deep sea. However, some places are an exception. In the light of the submersible, shapes and colors begin to appear. Squat lobster, fish, anemones, brittle stars, and other animals thrive thanks to corals and sponges, the engineers of the deep sea. This sponge is known as the Venus flower basket. By looking at it closer, little white spots can be seen inside. They are shrimp. They entered when they were teeny, but now, having grown too large to leave, they'll spend the rest of their lives inside the sponges. Why is there so much life in a place like this? We are in Costa Rica, exploring a chain of submerged mountains in the Pacific. In comparison with other areas of the deep sea, around seamounts the food is abundant, and the main dish is marine snow. Microscopic creatures, fecal matter, and pieces of organisms that fall slowly to the seafloor. Many deep species, like these sea lilies, are constantly moving their arms and cilia, trapping the marine snow for their food source. This is only a fraction of what is living in the deep sea of Costa Rica. We don't even know how many seamounts there are. 2019 was the first expedition dedicated exclusively to researching the deep areas between Isla del Coco and the Pacific coast of Costa Rica.
No habían imágenes, no había muestras, no teníamos idea qué íbamos a encontrarnos. Esponjas de vidrio gigantes, arañas de mar gigantes que son típicas de los mares fríos, corales negros muy grandes que deben tener más de 1000 años de edad. Los encontramos ahí.
I think it's an amazing experience to be able to see the deep sea in high detail and to know that in many cases no one has ever seen these creatures before. We visited these seamounts in a very short period of time, and we only visited a few of the seamounts, and we only did often one little journey. In the end, from the journeys we've done and the collections we've made, I wouldn't be surprised if we have between 50 and 100 new species just from the few relatively little sampling we were able to do.
Despite the remoteness of the deep sea, human impacts are already visible in the depths.
El impacto que hemos visto es de pesca, vemos líneas de pesca, redes, también vemos basura. Y vimos algunos esponjas y corales quebrados. Cada vez se está pescando más hondo y hay grupos en el país que están empujando para que se desarrolle la minería.
The sponges and the corals are essentially the houses or the trees, and so if you take them away, there's nowhere for the crabs to sit. The crabs are sitting on there because they find food also from the water column. The worms and the shrimps are living inside or on the sponges and the corals as well. And the moment you lose them, their houses, they disappear too, and all you're left with is rubble. From the evidence that we know they are old, and from the evidence that they grow back very slowly after being destroyed, the impact can be very serious. We began the journey of understanding these seamounts, and it really needs much more exploration to really understand them.
De lo poco que hemos visto, todavía está en buenas condiciones y estamos en un buen momento para proteger eso.
The opportunity is now, before people do anything to them. The opportunity is now to make people aware of how beautiful they are, but you can actually see how incredible these places are, and so take action to preserve them.